ISFJs often do these unusual things. Let's find out if you do them too. Number 1. Have a mental Rolodex of everyone's preferences. ISFJs are like walking, talking, emotion-powered Google Docs filled with everyone's likes, dislikes, allergies, and preferred coffee orders. They don't just know you prefer oat milk in your latte, they remember the exact date you mentioned it and file it away for future reference. Their mental Rolodex isn't just impressive, it's magical. Imagine you're at a group dinner and the waiter asks if anyone wants dessert. Before you even open your mouth, the ISFJ pipes up. They love cheesecake but hate strawberry topping. Do you have caramel sauce instead? Everyone stares, amazed, while the ISFJ just smiles modestly as if they didn't just drop the equivalent of a mind-reading trick. And it's not just about food preferences. They'll remember you're allergic to cats, that you prefer window seats on airplanes, and that your favorite movie is some obscure indie flick from 2011. It's like they're carrying a personalized database for everyone they care about, and it's always perfectly organized. Here's the kicker. ISFJs don't just collect this info for fun, they use it. Birthdays? They'll bake your favorite cake. Sick day? They'll show up with your go-to comfort soup, no questions asked. They're like the fairy godparents of thoughtful gestures, sprinkling customized magic wherever they go. The real secret? They don't even try. They're not jotting down notes in a secret notebook. They're just so tuned in to the people they love that these details stick effortlessly. It's their way of showing, hey, I see you, I care about you, and I know exactly how you take your coffee because that matters to me. So, if you ever wondered how an ISFJ always knows what will make you smile, the answer is simple. They're a human Rolodex of care, flipping through their mental tabs with the precision of a librarian in love with their job. And no, they'll never forget your favorite pizza topping, even if you do. Number 2, apologize for things that aren't their fault. If there's an Olympic event for apologizing when it's completely unnecessary, ISFJs would bring home the gold every time. Rain ruins the picnic? I'm so sorry. I should have checked the weather. Your phone dies? Oh no, I feel awful. I should have reminded you to charge it. An asteroid narrowly misses Earth? Somewhere, an ISFJ is apologizing for not building a better asteroid deflection plan. It's not that they actually think everything is their fault. They just can't stand the idea of someone feeling upset, even for a nanosecond. Apologizing is their reflexive way of smoothing over life's bumps. Like emotional duct tape they carry everywhere. To the ISFJ, a quick "I'm sorry" is a magical balm, whether or not they actually caused the issue. Spoiler, they almost never did. And it's not just big things. If they brush past you in a crowded room, apology. If they yawn during your story, apology. If the Wi-Fi lags during a Zoom call, apology. Delivered with a heartfelt, "I hope that didn't ruin your day." They could be the victim of a crime, and there's still a chance they'd say, "I'm so sorry this happened to both of us." The funniest part, they're often apologizing so quickly and instinctively that they don't even realize they're doing it. Someone else could sneeze, and before you know it, the ISFJ is blurting out, "Oh, I'm so sorry," as if their mere presence caused your seasonal allergies. They apologize like some people breathe, effortlessly and constantly. But don't mistake this for weakness. Their apologies come from a place of deep care. They just want everyone to feel okay. And if an unnecessary sorry can fix the vibe, they're ready to throw it out there like confetti. The world might not need so many apologies, but ISFJs will keep dishing them out anyway. Because for them, smoothing life's wrinkles is more important than assigning blame. Number 3, overthink the tone of a simple text. The ISFJ and a simple text message. It's like watching a detective unravel a mystery. Except the mystery is, do they think I'm mad at them? When an ISFJ receives a quick K in reply, you can almost hear the gears turning in their mind, analyzing every possible implication. Is this person annoyed? Did I do something wrong? Should I have sent more emojis? They'll replay that tiny text 50 times, mentally drafting a response to make sure they don't accidentally come off as too distant or, heaven forbid, too casual. Even a basic "got it" can send an ISFJ into a spiral of uncertainty. "Got it" could be an efficient acknowledgement, or it could be a passive-aggressive "got it, but I'm not happy about it." Cue the hours of overthinking. Should they reply with "Great, thanks!" Should they add a question to show they're engaged? Or maybe it's best just to send a random cute cat gif to lighten the mood. It's not just the brief one-word responses that leave ISFJs frazzled. It's every message with even the slightest potential for ambiguity. If you text something with a period instead of an exclamation mark, the ISFJ's brain immediately starts running simulations of what this could mean. Maybe you're in a bad mood and just don't feel like exclaiming. Maybe you're too busy to add a smiley face. Maybe you're actually on the edge of breaking up with them. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but still, what if? And let's not even talk about group chats. Did they reply to the right person? Was the response too enthusiastic? Did they say something weird in the middle of all those memes? Every small interaction gets carefully reviewed as though it's a formal contract negotiation. The worst part? They will analyze every detail, yet never ask for clarification. They'll just keep pondering quietly until their mind has circled the issue like an orbiting satellite. For ISFJs, texting is a sport, and they're the overachiever in the class. They'll worry about the tone, the context, and even the font choice. So, the next time you shoot them a "sure," rest assured they're already writing, deleting, and rewriting their response to make sure they sound warm, friendly, and emotionally just right, even if it's just a casual chat about lunch plans. Number 4, feel guilty for saying no. When it comes to saying no, ISFJs experience something akin to a moral crisis. It's not just a simple refusal, it's like they've turned into a walking guilt machine. Picture them standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing the safe thing to do is to politely decline. But instead, they peer over and wonder if saying no will cause some cosmic imbalance in the universe. You know the situation. Someone asks them for a favor, and even though they're already juggling 3 other tasks, they can't bring themselves to say anything other than, "Sure, I'll help." Cue the inner turmoil. They'll mentally calculate the energy reserves they don't have, already preparing to carry the emotional burden of disappointing someone. It's like the weight of all their missed opportunities to say no in the past 10 years hits them at once. The thing is, they don't just feel guilty for saying no, they'll overcompensate. If they manage to decline an invitation, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll start plotting how to make it up to you. They'll send a thoughtful message, show up with a gift, or offer a more enthusiastic yes next time, just to prove it's nothing personal. This guilt isn't just for big asks either. It could be as small as saying no to a friend who wants to meet up for coffee when they're clearly overwhelmed with work. And even though the logical part of their brain is saying, "You can't help everyone all the time," the emotional part is off in the corner waving a tiny white flag, begging for a peace treaty with their own conscience. Of course, the ISFJ doesn't just feel guilty for saying no, they'll go over it in their mind repeatedly. They'll play out hypothetical scenarios where they say yes, imagining every possible outcome, while questioning whether they made the right choice. Should they have offered to meet halfway? Could they have rearranged their schedule? If they say no today, will they hurt someone's feelings for all eternity? At the end of the day, ISFJs just want to be liked and loved, and saying no feels like they're jeopardizing that. It's not that they don't want to take a break, it's just that their heart is bigger than their schedule, and saying no often feels like telling a friend, "I'm sorry, I can't help you right now," while their inner voice screams, "But I want to help everyone." Number 5, overplan for just-in-case scenarios. If there's an unexpected twist in the plot of life, the ISFJ has already crafted an entire backup plan, a contingency plan, and a plan C just in case plan B goes sideways. It's as if they've anticipated every possible what-if scenario before anyone even thought to ask. Think you're going on a simple picnic? Well, the ISFJs packed an emergency rain poncho, snacks for 3 days, a first aid kit, and a second route to the park in case of traffic delays. They're ready for that picnic and a surprise snowstorm in July. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being prepared. In the mind of an ISFJ, the universe has a habit of throwing curveballs, and they will not be caught off guard. Need to go to a party? Don't worry, they've already planned out the most efficient exit strategy in case they feel overwhelmed. A simple dinner reservation? They've double-checked the weather forecast to avoid any surprise thunderstorms, made a list of possible vegetarian options in advance, and know exactly what to do if someone orders dessert and no one's in the mood. And it's not just practical planning, oh no. The ISFJ has a knack for over-planning emotional responses too. When talking to a friend about a sensitive topic, they've mentally rehearsed the entire conversation, thinking through every possible way it might go wrong. What if they get upset? Should they add a reassuring compliment? What if they need to give them space afterward? This habit doesn't just apply to big life decisions. Even casual hangouts are meticulously mapped out. Want to meet at a cafe? The ISFJ is ready with a list of best parking spots, exact walking directions, and a contingency for an unexpected detour, like getting lost or encountering a parade. If you have a last-minute request to hang out, expect them to confirm the time, location, and potential wardrobe options before they even agree to go. These videos will be really helpful for you.